Hey everybody, thank you for watching. If you're watching the replay, let me know and I'll come back and interact with you. I'm just closing my music and everything really quick. Thanks for all the hearts already, guys. Hi. Excited. So be there. You better be here. Hi Bonnie. Hey Mindy. Hello again. Yo, yo, yo. You guys are so exciting. So can you hear me all right? Okay, before we get started, I want to invite everybody to just kind of like close your eyes and breathe. Breathe a little bit, okay? As Mindy tells me, sometimes whenever I'm on the phone with my clients and stuff, I'll be walking around the house and like pacing like crazy and just doing all kinds of stuff so that my mind can focus on the conversation. And it's just like breathe, okay? Just breathe for a second. Hi, Anita. Okay, so you guys all know that we are talking today about how to erase anxiety, fear, self-doubt, procrastination, and every other blocker to creating the world that you want to live in. And this is a really hot topic right now because lots of people are messaging me about the new group program that I've got going on, it's such a mouthful, Wild Rebel Rising. And I just keep seeing this pattern. It's the same pattern of self-doubt. It's this pattern of procrastination. Don't believe that is it frozen? Don't believe that the resources are available. That kind of stuff. Hold on. I just need to check and make sure that it's not frozen.
Don't believe that the resources are...
No, it's not frozen.
Kind of stuff. Hold on.
Okay, it's not frozen. Frozen. Oh my gosh. Cool. Okay. Candace, just click off and then come back on. Anita, you do need info on this. It is going to be fantastic, and I will talk about it a little bit at the end. Yeah, I'll give you some information about it towards the end. This is also going to help, us diving into this stuff specifically through working together for 6 weeks is going to be a lot more like nail it in, making it really concrete and just, yes, like really, really making it a part of your entire being. You got your notebook ready? Aw, Tammy, can't hear anything. Sorry, love. You'll have to probably click on and click off. And it's okay. If you have to watch the replay, that's fine. Just let me know that you're here. All right. And so what I want to talk about as far as, I'm going to be talking about a lot of science. I'm going to be talking about fractals. I'm going to be talking about the laws of motion, all kinds of stuff. But most important, I want to talk about becoming powerfully present in your body. Okay. One person in particular, maybe 3 or 4 people in particular, are having the same problems, just overwhelming amounts of stress and anxiety in your life, really having too many problems to solve, trying to solve them all at once, and it just comes down to not being powerfully present, not being fully in your body, allowing this sort of like frenetic energy to control your entire being. You're not being in your body. You're spinning around in your mind and you're doing nothing. You're not getting anything done. You're not able to solve any problems. You're not able to create content. You're not able to attract your soulmate clients. You're not even able to take your own advice. You're just radiating this energy in you and through you and out beyond yourself, out into the world. And it's so, so simple. It's almost too simple. And people forget that they can do this, but a simple way of being, the simplest way of being, is to just become present. And I don't know if people just don't know how to be present, or if it's just too simple that you don't think about it, right? It really matters. It matters how you breathe. It matters how you're sitting or how you're standing. Like, I'm not hunching over right now, right? I'm like powerfully present. My shoulders are up and back. I've got kind of an arch in my back, actually. I'm sitting cross-legged. But these kind of things can change your experience in an instant. Just making a simple shift in your posture or becoming present with your breath can completely change the outcome of a problem, just because you're now able to look at this problem from several different angles. You're able to see the outcome of it happening this way or this way. Your consciousness gets to expand and you get to experience different levels of awareness. And life is full of these moments. And you're a part of all of these moments, and you get to decide how you want to interact with them. So you really just got to ask yourself, do I want to respond or do I want to react? Okay. A lot of people are spending their time in their lives reacting. And when you catch yourself doing that, then you get to decide to change the pattern or to change the habit, because that's all it is. It's a habit. It's becoming a habit. It's all about becoming. And that's what all of us want, is to become the best versions of ourselves. And here we have all these external factors at play. We have, your in-laws or your bills or your relationship with your spouse, or you've got kids and you're trying to run a business and raise your family all at the same time. But what changes is you. You're the one who gets to decide, who gets to interrupt the pattern and decide to change it, to create a new habit. And there's lots and lots of journaling that you can do around this, why you let the patterns create your reality, what you would rather have, all of these things. And if you guys are in the Absolute Freedom Concept, I've been asking you some questions in the group this week. And these questions really do have the power to change your awareness, to change your mindset, to change your reality if you're journaling them, or if you're really if you're actually doing the work. It doesn't matter if you're journaling it or if you're writing it in a comment, but I suggest that you actually journal it on paper, because your mind, it does different things whenever you have a pen and you're actually journaling. So let me see. Yeah, maybe it's a bad connection. I'm not really sure. Yeah, because it's still going on my side. Sorry, guys. If you're not able to see it live, I'm sorry. Just have to come back and watch it later. Okay, so what was I talking about? You're welcome, Candace. All right, so here I want to talk about laws, okay? And not necessarily the laws of the universe, though the laws of the universe come into play hardcore, especially when you're trying to manifest stuff. You don't have to just pay attention to the law of attraction. There are several other laws at play here. There are several laws at play. But if we want to stay where I wanted you guys who really need the proof, because there's a couple of people who really need proof right now that what they want is available to them, and not only what they want is available to them, but also that what they want wants them back, okay? And it is the law that whenever you interfere with the trajectory of anything that's in motion, that thing must move in a different direction. Okay, so Newton's first law of motion says that a body at rest must stay at rest, a body in motion must stay in motion unless it's acted upon by an external force, right? This is the first law of physics, Newton's first law of physics. And it doesn't matter if you're talking about a car. If a car is at rest, it's going to stay at rest, right? If a car is in motion, it's going to keep going until it's acted upon by an external force, like you hit the brakes or another car hits it, right? Something like that. Or you run into a pole. Well, it won't keep going. Just imagine that it has cruise control on it. And I guess if you take your foot off the gas, that would also be, you having like an external force being at play. Okay. So unless there is something that happens to knock the thing in motion out of motion, right? Then it's going to keep doing that. So if you wake up in this really like frazzled state, you're going to stay in that place until you decide to change the trajectory of your own behaviors. And this is true with everything. It is so simple. It's just awareness. It's just being in your body. It's just paying attention to the smaller parts of your being so that you can experience that sort of calm and that peace on a much larger scale. Okay, so like whenever you're in your body, you do get to experience like this source of power. This is where you experience life. You don't experience life out there. You don't experience life through anything else. It is all being experienced here right now. And I told somebody today that I would talk about tapping because part of this, the momentum that we have with our thoughts, feelings, emotions, patterns, all of these things can be really stuck in our nervous system. Some of our stuff has been happening for a while, like a really long time, like your entire life. And it's going to take some practice. And all of this is going to take practice. Whether you have a lot of stuff to work out or not, it's still going to take practice. It's still going to take you deciding to turn it into a habit, to make this a new way of being, and begin to think in a way that's totally new, right? Whether it takes 2 weeks or if it takes 2 months, it's still going to be worth it, because if you don't do anything, then nothing changes, right? Even if you think that you might do something later on, like maybe like when I can afford it, or like maybe when I have the energy, or maybe when I have the inspiration, then I'll do it. But then that never comes. Like, you have to create it. You have to make the decision to act now. You have to make the decision to change it now. Like, it's especially like that as first thing in the morning. This morning, whenever I woke up at like 10 minutes until Zoe had to be at school, and I was sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, I can't believe I woke up this late, blah, blah, blah. And then I was just like, no, today is a good day. Today is a good day. Today is a good day. And then in my head, I don't know if you noticed, but like sometimes we have an extra voice or an extra 2 voices, but you can't be thinking 2 things at one time. So what I would do this morning, I was like, no, it's a great day. It's a good day. It's a good day. It's a good day. I had to start saying it really fast, because every time I ended the sentence, like it's a great day, things go my way or whatever I said, every time I ended the sentence, like some part of my brain was like, bullshit. Like, it seriously was like, no, it's not. Stop lying to yourself. Like, I don't know where these voices come from, but if you're not like determined to turn it off, then it's gonna be the winning voice, because it's an asshole and you just don't want to be bullied. So you're gonna give into it. Right? And so that was like literally my morning this morning. But I got to make the decision. I got to become aware. I got to breathe. I got to sit up. And that was another thing. I was slumping over. I was like hunched over, and I was like, like, crap, should I take her or should she stay home? And I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to sit up. It's a good day. No, it's not. It's a good day. Bullshit. Like, stop lying to yourself. It's a good day. It's a good day. It's a good day. It's a good, it's a good day. Until like I freaking believed it. Like, I had to believe it. And it took me at least a minute to convince myself. But then I just stood up and I was just like on my way. Just did what I needed to do. Got my kid to school. Like, came home, did my calls, did my journaling, did all the stuff that I needed to do. And now I'm here on this live video with you because I was inspired by my day. And now, me making the choice to have my day go the way that I want it to go gets to inspire other people. And then you guys go and inspire other people. And it's like, it matters. It makes sense to do it. It makes sense to do it now. It makes sense to not wait for the inspiration to strike, or wait for the money to come, or wait for the love of your life to show up, or wait for your husband to appreciate you, or wait for your kids to listen. Don't wait. Like, just fucking decide. Like, decide. You are not powerless. You have what it takes to make a grown-up decision about your own life, about your own state of being, about your own wellness, about how you want your fucking life to go. Like, period. The end. Like, you have the decision to make. It's up to you to make it. No one else is going to make it for you. And so, I said I would talk about tapping, because some of these beliefs are really deep-seated. And what tapping is it is a mind-body tool that we use to tap on our meridian system. We have energy points in our body. Tapping was created from the acupuncture points in our body. Instead of needles, we just tap on the pressure points about 5 to 7 times. You can do it with one hand. You can do it with both hands. It doesn't matter. But what you essentially do is you state out loud all of the beliefs that you feel are running the show for you. All of the beliefs that you feel like, let's just say, oh my God, I'm spinning around. I'm so anxious. I've got 99 problems, and that bitch is one. I'm just kidding. My car won't start. I gotta pay my electric bill. How am I gonna make rent? I don't even have a job. I really, really, really want my life to be different. I don't know how to make it different. And I'm really not willing to show up, because what if people think I'm a fraud? Or what if people make fun of me? Or what if my family disowns me? And like, what if I just can't take it? And what if I decide that it's too much? And actually all of this stuff feels like I actually just might die. Like, that's what the fear in my body's telling me, is that like, I'm going to die. And I don't know if I can take it. And like, as you're starting to do that, your feelings and your emotions start to become less charged. They're not as charged whenever you're done. You just start saying like everything that you feel. And then after you get all of that out and you realize, like, you'll feel the shift happen in your body. You'll feel your awareness shift. And I kind of look at it like you're really slipping into a parallel reality, that you're really making one decision, like, instead of just continuing that momentum that you have, you're making a new decision that splits you off into another parallel reality, to where like what comes next is different than if you stayed in this momentum. And that's what I believe that the shift that we feel inside of our body is. Some people would probably say that it's just a release of hormones. Who knows? I don't care. I like to pretend that it's parallel realities, because that's what makes me keep going. I am a fucking time traveler. I am a fucking universe hopper. Like, I'm making my own decisions. I'm creating my own reality. And this is how I do it. Okay, so once you get that negative round of tapping out, then you feel the shift. Sometimes you'll cry. Sometimes you'll yawn. Sometimes you'll just feel the shift in your body. After you make that shift, you can go in with a positive round, and you can start saying, well, even though I'm feeling this way, I'm choosing to love and honor myself anyways. Like, even though I'm feeling anxious and I don't have a job and I can't pay my rent, and, my boyfriend just left me, and all of this stuff that's going on in your life or whatever, I get to make the decision right now to just completely love, honor, and accept myself. Like, I can make this decision for myself. I can choose to love myself through it, even though it's not ideal, even though it's not exactly what I want to be experiencing right now. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to accept myself. I'm going to accept that this is just what's happening right now. This is not who I am. This is just what's happening. And if I can accept this, and I can truly love myself, and I can come back down into my body, because tapping really does bring you back down into your body, I can be aware of more decisions, of more different possibilities than I could ever be aware of before. And whenever I see these other possibilities and become more aware of these possibilities, then I can make better decisions. I can make my own decisions. I can create my own reality, and on and on and on. However far and deep you need to go, you just basically restate those things because you're clearing the emotion out. It's a releasing process. You're clearing the emotion from your nervous system, and then you're able to reprogram not only your nervous system but your subconscious mind as well. And when we work together, we do deep work on your subconscious. We go back to childhood. We go back to your trauma. We dig up the shit that is not serving you, that is still running your life. Even though you're not paying attention to it, it runs your life. It makes all your decisions for you. That's the kind of stuff that we clear. But if you need to get through moment to moment to moment, this is an excellent way, and it's just so easy, and I think people just forget. So that's enough about tapping. If you want more information about tapping, you can let me know. I have a journaling and EFT course that you can take. It'll be really awesome for you, but I would really highly suggest that you do Wild Rebel Rising, because we're going to do tapping in there, and we're going to do so much other stuff in there too, okay? So let me move on. I keep burping, you guys. I always burp when I get on live streams. It's so weird. Okay, so today, like I said earlier, I've been posting these questions in the Absolute Freedom Concept to help people just help people see what awareness needs to be shifted, what mindsets need to be shifted, where they're really giving their attention, what their beliefs are. And today I asked people what they thought that their lives would be like if they believed in miracles and magic. And I just want to say, you guys, I think that magic is fucking amazing, and I really just think that in the old times they didn't have words to describe science, scientific things happening, so they just said it was magic, or they just thought it was miracles or whatever. But science is really catching up really catching up to this whole we create our own reality kind of thing. Oh, it's insane, okay? If you guys knew what I did with the majority of my time, you would think that I was the biggest nerd ever. But this is why I believe in this stuff so wholeheartedly. I do have faith in God, but I also like to have proof. Okay, so some people, whenever I ask them about what it would be like for you if you believed in miracles and magic, we got some people who already are experiencing this way, like Anita. She's decided to come back through and start, believing in that again. And then James, they called him the Miracle Man. He told us a story about how he bought a storage building next to his building or something, and a tornado came and it blew out the windows of everybody else's shop or the guy next door or whatever, but his stuff was left unscathed. Right? And it was a miracle for him. But that's what he expects. He believes and expects miracles and magic to happen in his life, and it does. And he's great. He's amazing. So if you guys are in the Absolute Freedom Concept, you should definitely connect with James. He's very, very cool, and he's very caring and loving. No, I haven't read that. Has anybody else read this book, Real Magic by Dean Radin? Okay, you're going to probably be really surprised, but I can tell you right now how many books that I've read from cover to cover. I read The Outsiders, A Separate Piece, A Million Little Pieces, Be Here Now, The Power of Now, The Finding of the Third Eye, The Fountain of Youth, and The Breakthrough Experience. Those are all the books I've ever read, from front to back. That's it. Okay? I know that probably sounds crazy. I've never finished an audiobook. Sue me. I guess I just prefer to write. I don't know. I think I just prefer to write rather than read. I don't know, maybe. But I always, whenever people say, have you read this book? I'll be like, no, let me go buy it. And then they're all just sitting here making me look smart. But really, I am smart. I have a lot of knowledge. I have a lot of wisdom. But it didn't come from books. They're just sitting there and I'm just absorbing the knowledge from them being there. That's it. Okay. I need this book. Okay. All right. Well, I'll buy it. and it can sit on my shelf, or you can just read it to me. We need to start a book club. Okay. So, yeah, like last year at the end of the year, I was going to start a book club with crystals and like healing and like mindset journal and all of this stuff. And I still want to do this. I still want to have, a physical mindset journal that I send out every single month. It's like a subscription plan with, crystals and stuff too. I still need to find a printing company that can make them the way that I want. I just want them to be like, yay big. Like, maybe not laminate, but whatever, like a moleskin journal, basically. But I want them to be able to print the questions and the mindset work inside. So we'll see. If y'all know anything like that, then let me know. I might just go to Office Depot. If you're interested in any of that stuff, then, let me know. Okay. So I can get the ball rolling, because if there's not a fire under my ass, it's like not that important for me to do it right this second. Okay. So like I was saying, Monica says that would be amazing. It would be kind of like what you're doing now in the absolute freedom concept, except for the questions that I'm asking you in the comments, or like in the group coaching, Monica, I saw that you answered the question, or you did the letter yesterday. So I will be going back and giving you the rest of the mindset work for that. But the mindset journal would be kind of like the questions that I'm asking you now, but it will also be the follow-up questions so that you can come to breakthrough every month on specific topics. Okay. So it would be like start to finish. Like it would, whoever, like if you joined 2 months into it launching, you would still get the first one. It wouldn't be just like a magazine. So it'd be like, a subscription, sequence or whatever. Okay, so let me get back to it. Okay, so like I said, we have some people who are experiencing magic and miracles in their lives, and then we also have some people that are really in resistance to believing that what they want is available to them. And there's all kinds of mindsets that'll allow you to believe, or won't allow you to believe in the unseen, okay? One of those is that you need some kind of proof or evidence that it's available to you. Let me clear this comment. Yeah, that you need some sort of proof or evidence that it's available to you, that what you desire is available to you. And this is going to be really super helpful, okay? So we have something called mirror neurons, which function in a wildly amazing, exciting way, okay? So it's like a cluster, I think of like 40,000, no, that's your heart. Okay, it's a cluster of neurons, and it has some other moving parts too, but the mirror neurons are something that allow you to perceive the experiences of other people as your own. Like, has anybody ever been like feeding your kid and you're just feeding them, but you open your mouth too, right? You're like, and you're not even noticing it, right? Or somebody's watching you eat and they'll kind of like open their mouth to take a bite. It's not like some big, bite, but they'll kind of like, mimic the biting motion, right? This is like the best example that I can think of. So, they allow you to perceive other people's actions as your own, or other people's experiences as your own. And this means that it can become possible for you to believe something that someone else has done because you've experienced it through them. Okay? So this means, maybe you've never had the proof that a person can go from rags to riches, right? Maybe your family was always broken. You never saw that they were ever going to change, and so you never got to see it. I had this whenever I went to go see one of my first mentors. When I went to go see her, I had never been around people with money before. I mean, other than my grandma and her husband, like, that's it. And so whenever I went to go see her and I saw the way that their lifestyle was, and I saw how like calm and easy and all of the stuff, I came back home believing that that was possible for me. Because in that moment, even though my bank account was $600 overdrafted whenever I went to see her, whenever I left there, I felt like it was all of a sudden possible for me. Because I had never been given an example of what was possible for me other than being online, right? Like, you see people all the time online showing you what's possible for you. But until you're there having the experience of going out to the grocery store to get all this crazy cheese for fondue, or going to these nice restaurants, or her spending, $50 to $80 on a manicure for me, and same for her on a pedicure, right? And just like, no big deal. And then like them paying for everything. It was just like, I could not fathom being able to do that and still be comfortable doing it. There would always be some sort of like underlying fear that like, holy shit, I'm going to spend all my money or whatever, right? But whenever I went and I experienced that with her, I didn't know it at the time, but my mirror neurons were perceiving their life as my own experience. This is why people get so into TV and watching TV, because we can't really differentiate that experience from our own. And back to it, like eating, watching people eat, it's like so freaking obvious. I always wondered why we did that, and that's exactly why. Do you guys have questions, by the way? Yeah, you just need to connect to that. You just need to recognize, and this is why I think knowledge is so imperative for success. Knowledge is so imperative, not only for success, but for growth, for personal growth. Because you can experience what you can experience, but if you have proof, like, there's no questioning it. People can have faith and tell you to have faith until they're blue in the face, tell you to surrender, but until you actually have the experience, you're just like, bullshit. Like, I want to believe you. I really want to believe you. I really want to believe that I can stop my anxiety, that I could turn it off, that I can, stop procrastinating. But like, I can't. Like, what you're saying to me does not make sense. Like, I can't do it. But yes, you fucking can. And if you still don't believe it, go back and listen to the part about the first law of motion. Like, a body in rest will stay at rest. A body in motion will stay in motion. What is your motion? Is your motion fear? Is it retracting? Is that what your motion is? You're going to keep doing that unless there is a force that makes you stop. It's a decision. It is a mindset that you must decide and become aware every single day of your life until it becomes automatic. And it will become automatic. But you've got to stay consistent. You've got to make a commitment to yourself that you're not going to let life and its circumstances decide for you anymore. That you're going to decide for the next 2 weeks to get up in the morning and fucking say it's going to be a good day, or it's a great day, it's a great day, even if you have to say it so fast that the other voice can't interrupt you. Say it. Just do it. Just try it. Try it for 2 weeks and see if your life doesn't start to change. Okay? So, like I said, you just got to connect to it. If you don't believe anymore, if you still don't believe that you can do this, that you can get out of anxiety, even if your bills need to be paid, I'm telling you guys, when you get quiet, other opportunities become available to you. Other resources become available to you. You will find what you are looking for, because suddenly you're not zoned in on what's not working anymore. You're not just looking in that area of like, it doesn't work if I look here, so stop fucking looking there, right? Like, you have unlimited possibilities. You become available and aware of the possibilities for yourself, and you will be able to do anything. And this is why I'm so into quantum physics and science, just because it started to prove and make sense of all of these metaphysical and esoteric ideas. Okay, I love having evidence, just like everybody else. And this is why, again, knowledge is just so important to have. And I don't know if you guys know about entanglement, but this is what Einstein called spooky action. He did not like this concept whatsoever. And so we're going to have to consider a few things here, okay? So whether or not you believe in the Big Bang Theory, I'm not trying to get into a religious discussion or anything like that, I'm on the fence about it, just in case you're wondering. I don't know. I don't really care, but I do fully believe that everything did come from one source. And this is where quantum entanglement gets really gets interesting. Okay, so quantum entanglement means that if you take one thing and separate it, for instance, a photon, and you slice it in half, and it becomes 2 photons, okay? Even though it's separated, it doesn't matter how far away from each other they are. If one of those molecules or photons is manipulated, the other one will react the exact same way instantly. Instantly, regardless of the distance, regardless of, I guess distance is really the only thing that you can really pay attention to. But I really want to show you guys a picture of this. I'll look one up before we get off. So you can see it with examples of different galaxies. Have you seen the one where there's the galaxies like spread out like, I don't know, like that? It looks kind of like a jellyfish, but on 2 sides. That's like quantum entanglement. It's like the same way. And it's also fractal. Like, oh my God, fractal code is just like insane. And it also like goes to prove the same thing about the law of motion. Fractal code is Z equals Z squared plus C. Okay, so you start with the variable. The variable is procrastination, right? Yeah, let's use this. The variable is procrastination. That is Z. So it equals, and this is a self-repeating sequence. This is what creates fractals, which is everything. Fractals are everything in our this reality is simulated, you guys. I'm just saying. Okay, we're practicing for something major. Okay, so Z is procrastination. So then we got equals. Here's the code here, the 2 variables. Z squared, which means procrastination times procrastination, plus whatever your next action is, which is probably procrastination. And then that equals Z again. So you've got procrastination to the 3rd power, and it's self-duplicating, or it's self-replicating, okay? It's replicating. All right? So if you got your next variable Z, is equals Z, which is procrastination to the 3rd degree. And then equals Z squared, you're still procrastinating, plus C, procrastination. Now you've got like a whole bunch of procrastinations, like to the 6th or whatever, okay? The only way that fractal pattern can change is if you change C. C is your decision. C is your awareness, okay? And knowing, okay, so like that was totally off the subject. Okay, so we're going back. Just saying fractal code is freaking fabulous. If you don't know about Fibonacci sequence or any of that stuff, like go look up Fibonacci sequence and see how the same pattern is in everything in reality. That patterns will repeat themselves over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Okay? They will, unless something happens to them, or unless, again, the force of motion. Okay, so back to entanglement, knowing that we're all from the same source, okay? Reality acts as we act. Because if we're all in everything from one source, okay? It doesn't matter if it started with a big bang or whatever. It doesn't matter if God created it all. God is in everything and runs through everything. And if we are all from one same source, that means that we are actually creating our reality. That how we act is how our environment acts, because we are all entangled. We are entangled with each other. We are entangled with our results that we want. Our inner world is creating our reality. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your behaviors, your patterns, all of this stuff is creating the world and the reality that you are living in, that you see around you. And this is why where your focus goes, energy flows, or whatever, attention goes, energy flows, because you are entangled with everything, and your consciousness is a part of that entanglement. Your subconscious and your superconscious are the ones that are mainly deciding this for you. It's mainly your subconscious. It's like 98% of your actions and decisions are coming from your subconscious mind, and your conscious mind is really just observing all of this shit unless you decide. It's not making that many decisions. But if you can bring your conscious awareness into the contents of your subconscious mind, you're able to create new habits, new patterns, new beliefs, new behaviors, and the proof is all around you. I fucking dare you to try this. And if you don't try this, you do not want it. You would rather be stuck in procrastination. You would rather be stuck in anxiety. You would rather have the world feeling sorry for you. If you do not try this, you guys, this is proof, okay? Even if it's not something that you would necessarily like approve of, it's still proof, okay? I mean, like, the proof being like not approve of, meaning like you wouldn't really approve that you decided that you want this kind of reality, right? You wouldn't really have decided that you don't want the money to pay your bills, right? But you did. Your subconscious did. Your conscious mind just isn't aware of it. Okay, so you're creating and you're observing all at the same time. And you, the person here sitting consciously on this video with me today, has got to make the decision to do something about it. Okay? So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit, change the pattern, change the future. You're making my day with all this magic science stuff. This video is going in my saved collection for show. Good. And thank you for sharing, Cordell. You guys share this video if you got any value out of it. I would greatly appreciate it. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Trish says, oh my God, your inner nerd is talking to my inner nerd, and I'm so excited. Yay! Guess when I got kicked off, I just needed a break of the inspiration, universal law to decide, make a different choice. I freaking love you. I love you too, Jamie Miller. Jamie Miller is like a fucking all-stars, you guys. I'm going to have Jamie on. She's one of my clients, and she is crushing it. Crushing it. Let me just tell you some of the results of my clients and just brag on them for a little while. Jamie, she started an affiliate marketing business because she wanted to help homeless vets. She wanted to help house homeless vets and build like these earth ships like they have in Taos, but she wanted to build it in Michigan. And through us working together, she overcame some insane stuff. She freaking finally put herself out on live video and came out in front of the world being so terribly terrified of what the reaction would be, but she did it anyways. Not only did she do that, but she started reading cards. She's started building her own landing pages and sales pages. She started her own coaching business, and she has the skills because we work together. She has the skills to be able to take somebody from point A to point B or to Z, right? She has the know-how to shake up a paradigm and put that shit back into place in that person's highest good. Okay, another one of my clients, actually two of my clients, left really toxic relationships. A third one, not relationships, marriages. And a third one left a toxic relationship. There's results like getting more sales in 1 week than in an entire 6 months before, starting new businesses, soul-aligned businesses, really creating the impact that they want to create instead of leaning on something that is like, this is my only option, like this is fear, like I put all this money into this thing and I gotta stay with it. Like, that's still there for some people, but like, it's because it's the choice, because they want it to be. But for some people, like Jamie, she just was like, I'm not doing this anymore. It's not serving me, right? And she was just like, I'm letting it go. And now she's trusting. She's taking the leap of faith. She's taken that step out onto the bridge and allowing like the bridge to appear underneath, even with no prior evidence that it will. Okay, so let me just tell you guys a little bit about the program that I'm running. It starts on next Monday, I guess. Yeah, July 16th. It is called Wild Rebel Rising. And this is a standing confidently, powerfully, and fully in your truth and create the impact that you know that you were born for. Okay? This is No joke. We're not playing around. We're not going to be struggling. We're getting off the fucking struggle bus. Okay? You're going to be aligned to your purpose, fully in your own power. All right? Fully in your power. Waking up, excited to be you. Again, creating these habits, sticking to them, having somebody to kick your ass into it every single day, no matter what. No matter what, because deep down, you know that it's really all that you're here to do. You know that nothing else is ever going to cut it for you. You know that your highest calling is asking you to get in alignment with that, and what you desire and deserve can come to you in an instant, in a moment. Okay? You're going to be held by me. Like, I'm going to hold you to the highest standard possible, because I don't look at you and see who you think you are right now. I see the potential for the person that you are meant to be. I know who you were born to be. And you guys, if a fucking broken down drug addict like me, I'm not a drug addict anymore, but I was addicted for 10 years. If somebody like me can step up into my power and own my fucking place in this world and lead other people out of their shit into victory, into what they were supposed to be doing, and doing it for myself too, and absolutely having a life that I love, like, you can do it. Like, what's your excuse not to, right? I promise you, it's not good enough. You gotta do it. You gotta be who you're born to be. We're gonna strip back all of your subconscious and limiting beliefs. We're gonna be doing all kinds of work. I'm not even gonna tell you the types of work that we're doing, because all you really care about is the freaking result. And the result is having crazy soul-aligned success that you have been looking for, that you've been waiting for, that you've barely been able to even scratch the surface of in your own dreams and vision. Okay? You're gonna experience massive shifts. And you've always known that there was more for you. Okay? But you still work your ass off for desires that are unaligned with yourself, that are so hard to achieve. You're working with people that are not aligned for you. And you probably even asked yourself before, like, is this even really what I want? Do I really want this? Like, if you have, then this is really going to be for you. We're going to do a lot of deep work. It's 6 weeks. And there's going to be one-on-one coaching, and there's going to be group coaching, and there's going to be a group available for you guys to come in and share your experiences. In our group trainings, I'm going to be taking you through the shifts on the trainings, to where I'm asking you questions and you're answering and you're having aha moments. And not only that, are you going to also be able to do one-on-ones with me? So there's actually 3 different options for this, okay? So if you want information about the program, I've got 3 different sets of types of program for the same one program that you can do, all at different price points, because I don't want anybody to say, like, I can't afford this, because I know the power in investing. When I invested in my first coach, I signed my first 2 clients that same day. I didn't know how I was going to make my second payment to her, to my coach. I had no idea. And then all of a sudden I had all this extra money coming in, right? And then the next time I made a big investment, I made over $20,000 right after making that one. It's amazing. Like, investing in yourself and expecting a return is amazing. That's what you have to do, though. You have to be excited to spend the money on yourself, investing in yourself. You have got to be excited for it, and you've got to know and believe and trust and expect that the money is going to show back up for you 10 times over. Okay? Whether you've been working your ass off on a business that you don't love, that you're not aligned with, whatever, just because you think that there's no other option, that is not the truth. It couldn't be farther from the truth. All right. So PM me if you want to shake things up, if you're ready to release all of the bullshit stories that are, keeping you from becoming this highest version of yourself possible, then just PM me. If you want to go from hustle to flow, PM me. If you want to turn your 3 or 4 or 5 figure what am I saying? 5-figure business into 6 or 7 figures, or even multiple 5s, 6 or 7 figure businesses, doing it your way, and you want to expand your consciousness, and you want to expand your experience, and you want to create the reality that you've always known you were born for. By the way, this is not going to come without contractions. This is going to be some stuff that you probably don't want to look at. So if you've got a queasy stomach, or you're just not up for looking at your shit, you're not the right person. If you're not ready to get results, do not join this program. If you are not ready to put in the work, the inner work, and commit to making the inner work for you, do not join, because I don't want people coming up in here and not doing the fucking work and just expecting that, like, if I buy a program, then I'm going to get results. But, like, no, if you're not going to do the work, then just stop watching my fucking videos. Like, if you want change to happen in your life, then do something about it, okay? Do something about it. What is being born from this program is you that you always wish that you could be, and the world cannot look away. All right? Because your wild rebel is showing. All right? 6 weeks, one-on-one group coaching, group trainings. There is only space for 10 wild rebels. So if you want to register like today or tomorrow or whatever, then you're going to get access to the group right away. There will be pre-work. There will be, you'll be able to start doing your one-on-one calls immediately in addition to the 6 calls that come with it. And yeah, I think that that's about it. But yeah, PM me and I'll be looking for y'all messages. I love your questions. They take me so much further into my soul and power. That's right. Oh, I love it. I know. I love watching you shift, like on our calls. It's just fucking amazing. It's crazy. It's crazy. Hi, Sharissa Boo Bear. All right, you guys. I'm going to get off of here. Let me know if y'all have questions. Absolutely. That's the only way you can get anything done, right? Action. The only way you can get anything done. All right? Sarah too. Yes. Awesome, you guys. All right. So I'm off, and I'll see y'all later. Thanks for coming on. This was a long ass live stream. Share this video for me. Leave me a comment with your aha moments. Let your nerd flag fly. Share this video if you're a nerd and you want your nerd friends to see it. Then share it. And thank you again if you did already share it. Bye. I love you.